Hi, JD here on a Friday. Thank God it's Friday, eh? And the line I think I've got above this Facebook Live video is go big or go home. And the reason I say that is, as a marketing consultant, I have to say that what irks me a lot of times is that people will come to one of our events and they'll say to us, "Oh, look, JD, I'm interested in your mentoring program, but I've already got a copywriter and I've got a website designer and I've got a graphic art studio, so I really don't need that, your stuff." And I say to them, "Okay, well, who's tying all that together for you?" And of course, it's normally them, which means nothing's tied together. And I just said to Gail the other day, I said, "Look, I'm going to have to do a Facebook Live and just highlight why it's important to have a facilitator or ringmaster or conductor of the orchestra, if you like, that has, or who has, or business that has big ideas." And in our instance, I'm showing off a little bit, but my big ideas for clients normally bring them home a pretty good return on investment. And you're not going to get that normally from the copywriter or from the graphic art studio. You might, but I'm just saying, in my experience, it doesn't happen too often. So my view is, if you are in business and you understand that marketing is the be-all and end-all, and it is, because it doesn't matter whether your product's good. Don't get me wrong, it does matter. But look, if I asked you, do you need to have a good product or service to make money, you'd probably say yes. And I'd say, okay, well, who thinks McDonald's makes the best hamburger in the world? And then there's a good chance you'd probably go, okay, so you can have a product that many would think is mediocre, but if it's marketed properly, you can make a lot of money. So I always say to people, we've got quite a number of clients that probably don't have the best product, but they're making lots of money because we know how to help them market that product. And so my view is that you need to hang around people who've got big ideas. Don't hang around people with little ideas. You're not going to make money out of people with little ideas. And yes, it's self-serving, because I'm encouraging you to click the link above if you want someone that has big ideas, or you want to become part of an environment with big ideas. And look, I've got a little guy, a little grandson here who's going to help. Can you help me tell people where to go if they want some big ideas? Where should they go, little fella? Where should they go? To the what?
Institute of Wow.
The Institute of Wow. Say that again, nice and loud, okay? Where should they?
Institute of Wow.
This is Harry, by the way. He's our gorgeous little 3-year-old grandson. He's the daughter of he's the son of my daughter, and her husband. So so once again, just so that people get this really straight, where should they go? To the
Institute of Wow.
And what's your favourite book, by the way? It's not
It's the Wow Manifesto.
The Wow Manifesto. Is this child exploitation to the nth degree? Thanks, little fella. Well, there you've heard it, okay? I've got an endorser called Harry. And Harry, one more thing. What is your favourite book?
Wow Manifesto.
The Wow Manifesto, Poppy's book, isn't it? Yeah, there you go. Talk about, I'm going to have to pay your mummy appearance fees, aren't I? Okay. Anyway, look, my point is that I had a restaurant on recently, and it was a pizza restaurant. They wanted to make a big deal out of home deliveries. The big idea I gave them was to make sure that their home delivery service now was with white gloves. Do you want to go inside, little fella? As Poppy's ranting and raving here, do you want to go back inside? Oh, you don't? You're quite willing to stay here and let Poppy do his ranting and raving? Okay, good, right. By the way, one more time, your favourite business is?
A Wow Manifesto.
The Wow Manifesto. You should have said the Institute of Wow, but anyway, for that we'll be taking quite a few dollars off your appearance fee. But the thing is that this restaurant wanted to concentrate on takeaway pizzas, home deliveries. And I said to them, okay, why don't you, the big idea, why don't you think about having a white glove, black tie delivery service? And they went, what? I said, you'd be the only one in the world that would turn up to the front door, okay? So you're coming up to the front door here. Imagine if you ring that doorbell, okay? And then when the people open that front door, your delivery guy is in a black tie, dinner suit with white gloves, and the pizzas are on a silver tray, and the pizza boxes look like they've come from the Palazzo Versace. His jaw dropped. And he said to me, my God, that's a game changer. I said, of course it's a game changer. That's the big idea, which is akin to putting wheels on luggage all those years ago. That was a game changer. We used to drag our luggage around airports. If you're anywhere near my vintage, you'll know that you used to drag your luggage around airports. Guess what? An airline pilot in America came up with the idea to go home, go into his garage, put wheels on luggage, and never flew a plane again for obvious reasons, okay? So these big ideas, the sort of, I guess, they don't come from too many people. And again, I'm giving myself a pat on the back, but if you're an owner of a business and you're not hanging with people with big ideas, then you should hang with some new people. I wonder who that should be. But I'm being serious. The thing is that you might have a copywriter, you might have a web designer, you might have a graphic art studio, you may have a list broker, you may have all sorts of individual suppliers around you, but if you don't have the big ideas environment, then guess what? You're not going to, benefit from a big idea. The Greater Building Society. Again, I'm showing off, but many years ago, they were selling home loans just on interest rates. And I said to them, listen, get out of that game because you're not going to win. The Commonwealth Bank and the ANZ will beat your interest rates all the time. You're relatively small. You're a challenger brand. And they said, well, what should we do? I said, well, what's your acquisition tool? And they said, a 1% honeymoon rate. And I said, for the first 12 months? They went, yeah. I said, every bank does that. There's nothing new about that. Why don't you devote that 1% into a free holiday and just say to people, look, swap your home loan from the banks and come across to us and we'll give you a free holiday. Cut long story short, they did that and it meant billions and billions, not millions, billions with a B, worth of extra home loans. I wish I'd got a percentage of that. Idiot me. Charged a consultancy fee, would you believe? And then, of course, we added Jerry Seinfeld to the mix some years into that, and, of course, it took those billions even further. But it was a big idea. It's the big idea. Turf farm. Not far from where I am at the moment. If I turn the camera around there, up in the mountain range, here on the base of the base of the Tamborine Mountains is where we live on the Gold Coast. And a turf farm said to me, "Listen, we've got to get rid of 6 kilometres worth of turf. How do we do that?" I said, "Who's your target audience?" They said, "Oh, well, mainly landscapers because they get multiple homes worth of turf." I said, "Good. What do they like?" And they said, "We don't know." I said, "Beer." And they normally drink VB or 4X. Let's give them Crown Lager, which is the beer that wankers like me, who normally wear a suit, drink, but the tradie normally wouldn't. So why don't we give them an upmarket beer, Crown Lager, for every home's worth of grass that they order through your turf farm? Guess what? Within 5 days of sending out 250 emails and letters to landscapers, they ran out of turf. The guy rang me up who owns a turf farm and said, I've got a bit of a problem here. I said, what's wrong? He said, we've sent out 250 letters and 250 emails to landscapers all around Brisbane and the Gold Coast. We're out of turf. I said, what? You sold 6 kilometres worth of turf in 5 days? He said, yep, 5 days. He said, we're sourcing turf from other turf farms to keep up with the demand for the beer. He said, there was one pain in the arse landscaper who used to come through to us and say, look, I can get you $5.50 per square metre turf down to $5, and we'd have to match the price. He just rang up yesterday, ordered 18 homes worth of turf and said, I don't care when the grass gets here, but I need the beer by Friday. I've got a party. So there you go. Before we go, Harry, I want you to say your favourite business in the whole world is...
Institute of Wow.
Institute of Wow. How much will you charge for that? How many dollars? $6, okay. Seinfeld charged a little bit more. I think maybe we'll go to $10, all right? Is that all right?
Yeah.
Okay. Child exploitation. Don't you hate it? I'm out of here, guys. If you're interested in big ideas and hanging around with people with big ideas, click the link above or beside me, wherever it is, and you'll see how you can contact me.